欢迎收看湾区聚焦，我是宇浩。今天呢，我们在 Fresno 的萨罗扬剧场。今天我们3位特殊的嘉宾呢，他们是神韵艺术团的演员。Hello everyone.
Hello.
So welcome to our program.
Thank you.
So first, I want each of you introduce yourself. What's your role in the company?
So I'm Madeline Lobjois and I'm a dancer. And as well, I do some tour managing for the company, which is taking care of some logistic part.
How about you?
I'm Ellen Lowe. I'm one of the MCs for the show. So basically, I go on before every single piece and I give a brief introduction.
How about you?
I'm Eric Robbins. I'm the trumpet player for the Shenyun Orchestra. I sit in the pit and I provide musical support and energy for our dancers on stage and try my best to make beautiful music for the audience as well.
Look back to last year. So Shenyun got 5 touring companies. So can you tell us what's the achievement?
Well, last year our 5 companies performed nearly 500 shows in 19 different countries and over 140 different cities. And we hope to continue expanding in the future so we can share this traditional Chinese culture with even more people around the world.
So how about the reaction for the audience around the world?
Well, art is a universal language, so no matter what part of the world you're from, you'll be able to appreciate a performance like this. And what Shenyun is imparting are deeply rooted traditional values. So audience members leave our show not only with a greater knowledge of Chinese history and culture, but also with a sense of hope and inspiration.
So what are the uniqueness for the Shenyun classical Chinese dance?
Classical Chinese dance has this strong ability to express a variety of feelings, as Ellen said. Not just feelings, moods, characters, emotions. So anyone could come watch the show and understand every single story dances. You don't need to know any Chinese language or Chinese culture because classical Chinese dance it's so expressive that it makes every message and story dances crystal clear.
So what's the inspiration from the Shenyun classical dance?
Well, classical Chinese dance it has its foundation of 5,000 years of Chinese history, and its movements, every movement's posture and bearing is a direct manifestation through arts of this divine culture. And I use divine because Chinese culture is actually inspired from the heavens.
So when I watched the 30-second commercial, even the last year the Shenyun performance, I saw the costume is very beautiful. Can you tell more about this?
Well, each dynasty and ethnic troupe has had their own unique type of clothing before, and Shenyun costumes are specific to their time and place in Chinese culture. So, for example, we have costume portraying the Hmong ethnic group, who are known for their ornate silver jewelry, and we have these big wide sleeves from the Tang Dynasty, and we have these very long silky water sleeves from the Sui Tang Dynasty. But if you come to watch the show, you will see many scenes with celestial fairies, maidens, Buddhas, and Taos with their specific respective regalia.
So for the Shenyun backdrop, I heard about it is padded. So can you explain about the Shenyun backdrop?
Yes, the backdrop, it's animated 3D backdrop, and it's completely unique to our show. Because normally performers are limited to the boundaries of the stage they're on, but with this backdrop, they're able to travel anywhere. They can soar high up into the heavens or dive deep down into the oceans. There really are no limits.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the music. So Eric, where the Shenyun music come from?
Well, Shenyun music is all original melodies, and based on these original melodies from Shenyun, we have a team of composers and arrangers that shape these melodies and transform them into the pieces we have that are worked with the dancing choreography to make each piece of the show.
So what's the special about the Shenyun Live Orchestra?
Shenyun Live Orchestra is special for a few different reasons. The first is it's just always nice to have live music. It brings a special character to the overall atmosphere of what's going on. And something as great and beautiful, colorful as our show, the live orchestra is just, it's necessary. It's wonderful. The live orchestra, it's also special because it gives an extra element with what's going on the stage. So, you know, the arts are visual and oral arts, and when you listen to the music, it's all part of the experience, and the experience is different for everybody. So, you know, some people, you know, the music might bring them great joy. Some people, their experience could just be this, you know, elevating hope, and that's part of the joy for me is that, you know, I can just make my music and everybody is going to have some wonderful experience from these melodies and beautiful sounds coming from the orchestra. Orchestra is also unique because it has classical Chinese instruments with, you know, your traditional Western instruments, trumpet, trombone, horn, clarinet, the woodwinds, the strings, and then it's how these instruments all work together. There's only the erhu and the pipa for melodic instruments. There are some percussion instruments that are from the even we have a drum that's from the Tang Dynasty. It's a Tang style drum. They're unique sounds, but again, we integrate them in a very, very pleasant, fun, special way that I think you'll really enjoy as an audience.
It has a very unique effect, and I think the audience will love it.
Okay. So how many times you come to the Bay Area for the Shenyun performance?
This is my fourth time to the Bay Area. Yeah.
Okay.
Fourth or fifth time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the Shenyun classical music can bring to the audience?
Like I said, it you know, it can bring joy, hope, happiness. The thing that resonates most with me in music, probably because I'm a musician, is the storytelling. Every melody, every sort of shape of the sounds bring characters and storylines, and it's really cool that we have this whole process and project where not only do you get, you know, the dancers on stage showing you the story, but then the music on its own is kind of saying, hey, you know, something beautiful is happening, something is very bright and enlightening, something is dark and scary, something, and so it's just one more piece of the puzzle that I mean, of course, the people don't watch the orchestra, people watch the dancers on stage and listen to the MCs, but it's all storytelling and it's sort of character portrayal.
I want to ask everybody, what's your favorite scene in the Shenyun performance? So, Madeline?
Well, I don't have any specific one, but I think all story dances are pretty meaningful, I think. Like, for example, there portrays historical authentic events, and we also have modern day story dances. For example, like the story dance of Yue Fei that portrays that general from the Song Dynasty. His actions and feats of loyalty inspired many people for generations after. And like modern days, we have every year we have a story dance about the cruel and unjust persecution of Falun Dafa practitioners, and this is based on a true story too that is actually happening right now in China. It's like a mass genocide of the spiritual practice, which is Falun Gong, and I think we really want to educate the audience about it, and then hope that everyone in the world should know about it.
Madeline?
Personally, I always enjoy watching the Mongolian dance pieces, and what's unique about them isn't just the dancing itself. There's something about the music that really transports me to the boundless plains of Mongolia.
Eric?
Well, I have a lot of favorites, but one side is which ones I like to play, and are my favorites to play, and the other side are my favorites to watch. This year, I think, the Mongolian piece is always exciting. It's telling this story, and it's just exciting. I shouldn't pick favorites, but I'll say the Mongolian piece is always wonderful.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
So I'd like to say the Adventures of the Monkey King is very famous, I think, among the audience too. I know my family loves it, and it's based on it's inspired from the classical text in Chinese history. And I would like to say that all our story dance have morals in what we sincerely believe, that good people are always rewarded and bad people will be punished.
So you talk about the Monkey King. So is that every year the story about Monkey King, is that the same or always different?
It's not the same. It's always different, but they all come from the traditional text.
Yes, Journey to the West.
Okay, Journey to the West. Yes.
So what will Shen Yun bring us this year?
Well, China is a very diverse land. We have over 50 different ethnicities, many dynasties, and not to mention numerous myths and legends. So we have a lot to draw from. And this year you can expect to see classical Chinese dance pieces that depict scenes of ladies in a palace or great warriors. And we also have ethnic and folk dances from China's different regions, as well as story dances. In the past, we performed story dances about characters such as Han Qin, the Monkey King, and the Lady of the Moon.
So I know the touring schedule very intense. So how you guys prepare yourself? For example, like how you pack your luggage, or how you do the training, something like that.
Well, before tour, I try to prepare myself mentally. Like I want to be mentally ready to take on every task ahead. And about packing and changing cities, I think it's my 11th year touring with Shen Yun, and it became my second nature already. But I would like to say that I don't take tour as a simple habit. I think I still do everything the way as if it was my first time doing it. So the importance I put in what I do doesn't decrease with time, with years, It actually grows deeper.
Yeah, it's like what she said, because every show we perform, we don't think about it as like, oh, we've been in this city for a week already, this is our 7th show. We think about it as our first show because the audience is always different. So what we bring has to be the best every single time.
So as a performer, I think I should be very responsible to the audience. So I need to keep a daily physical training. And so therefore I have class and warm up almost every day. If there's a show or not, I still need to keep up this side of training. And I'm pretty sure for musicians should be the same.
Yeah, for example, last night it was getting late, and a few of us brass players needed to warm up and sort of get our embouchure and our chops into good working order for today's performance. So we went out to our big charter bus and went through fundamentals, routines, played scales together, and went through some of the show pieces. Just to really make sure that today is we're in top shape, physically and mentally.
I think for musicians or dancers or MCs, like everyone in the troupe, they put a lot of heart in whatever they do. Like whatever comes to us, we take it step by step. And I think it is very important to put your heart, your mind, your soul into everything you do in everyday life. That includes the smallest things. And I think if done this way, later surely success will follow.
What are your expectations during this year's Shen Yun tour?
Well, this year we hope to just continue on our mission of reviving traditional Chinese culture And we hope to continue sharing this culture with more people around the world.
So I know this stop, Fresno, is the second stop for this touring company. So what's the schedule for the 2018 Shenyun performance?
Well, we have 5 big companies touring all around the world at the same time. So for this company, we're in Northern California right now, and after maybe 2 weeks, we're off to Asia. So, and we have another company going to Europe, Southern America, and
Actually, this year we have one company going to the Middle East.
oh, that's our first year.
Yeah.
Okay. For the audience, what should I prepare before I go into the Shenyun performance? Should I dress nicely or something I can do?
Well, you can dress as if you're going to watch just like a symphony perform, because we perform in quite a few well-known venues. We perform in opera houses and places like the Lincoln Center in New York City. So it should be around the same as if you would.
Thank you.
Oftentimes when friends come to see the show and they ask me, oh, Eric, what should I wear? Then I'll suggest, okay, dinner jacket, suit and tie, if you have it, otherwise, yeah, something that you feel, this is nice, because it's a very nice experience, so yeah, be part of the experience, I think.
Well, I think basically all you need to do is really just sit back and just enjoy the show, because you don't really need to think much about anything. Everything is very clear, and it's a unique experience for everyone. So not everyone has the same experience when they come watch.
Yeah. So I heard about during the performance, they will talk about performance, something like storytelling about the classical, traditional Chinese history. So for that piece, should I know something about history before, or I can just sit there to watch the performance?
Well, actually, as I've mentioned before, I come out with a fellow MC and we introduce each piece. So actually, if you're not that familiar with Chinese culture, you'll still be able to understand the entire show.
Okay. So, yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to add for the music as well. As she said about the dance, it's very accessible, and the music is you don't have to understand music. You don't have to be an aficionado of classical music to understand the symphonic classical music we're playing in the pit to support the dance. You can just, like they said, sit back and enjoy it and just take it in, because the melodies are beautiful, the harmonies are gorgeous and deep, and it's great. Just don't worry about any sort of notions you had about classical music or orchestral playing.
Okay.
Enjoy.
So it's only 2 days, then we're going to 2018. So what's your New Year's resolution for the next year?
Well, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, but even better, I think. And just improve in dancing, flexibility, and yes, just understand more about the art form and deeper it. Yeah.
Alan?
Well, I hope to learn more about traditional Chinese culture, because actually I grew up in the West, so it's always, as an MC, it's good to be familiar with different eras of China and like what life was like back then.
Okay, Eric.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Madeline. I'm just gonna try and keep doing what I do and just do it better every day. Be a better trumpet player, better musician, better team worker. It's just try and do better every day at the things we do, especially as performers of Shenyun.
Okay. So the last question. So for the NTD audience, what do you want to say to them?
would like to, I wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I can't wait to see you in our show.
Well, for this holiday season, we hope that you can come watch our show. It's really a one-of-a-kind experience for people of all ages.
Eric?
Yeah, come see our show, experience it, and enjoy the holidays. Be merry and stay well.
Thank you, everybody.
祝 NTD TV 观众新年快乐！